The findings of psychological studies about lying are pretty staggering, suggesting that the average person may lie up to 100 times a day. Yet most of us think of ourselves as pretty honest people. In this video, I hope to astonish you with some fascinating facts and to convince you that you're a damn liar and that you ought to be ashamed of yourself. A study at the University of Massachusetts found that 60% of all subjects lied within the first 10 minutes of conversation, and that the average amount of lies during this time was 3 per person. Researcher Robert Feldman says that people tell a considerable number of lies in everyday conversation. It was a very surprising result. We didn't expect lying to be such a common part of daily life. Most of the people in Feldman's studies didn't even realize that they were lying until later when the conversation was played back to them. The study also found that lies told by men and women differ in content, though not in quantity. Women were more likely to lie to make the other person they were talking to feel good, while men lied most often to make themselves look better. And so research confirms men are braggarts and women are caretakers. Shocking, really. But when it comes down to how honest we think we are, we see some pretty significant discrepancies. In a 1996 survey, participants self-reported lying an average of 1 to 2 times per day. And in a 2010 survey, only 40% reported having told a single lie in the past 24 hours. So what's the deal? Well, as it turns out, our deceptive patterns, learned and developed as early as 6 months of age, are pretty sophisticated. Since lying is an advantageous adaptation, early Homo sapiens entered into an arms race against ourselves to develop increasingly larger brains to manage increasingly complex levels of deception in order to outcompete others for scarce resources while simultaneously protecting our own guilt. And at a certain point, it became highly advantageous to deceive ourselves about our own deception in order to be more effective deceivers. Most of the time that we're lying, we aren't even aware of it. It's so easy to lie, Feldman says. We teach our children that honesty is the best policy, but we also tell them that it's polite to pretend that they like their birthday gift. Kids get very mixed messages regarding the practical aspects of lying, and it has an impact on how they behave as adults. And as humans, we're not alone in our deception. Lying is rampant and widespread amongst many species of the animal kingdom, from crustaceans to birds to our primate cousins. In a famous example, Coco the gorilla once ripped a sink out of the wall and, when confronted about it, blamed her adopted kitten, signing, "Cat did it." Even butterflies lie. The blue morpho butterfly colors its underside to look like the face of an owl to ward off any would-be predators. Even plants lie. There are orchids that deceive wasps into mating with them, weeds that mimic crops so that farmers won't kill them, and even the so-called pebble plant, which makes itself look like small rocks in order to avoid being eaten. Every category of animal life, as well as a great number of plants, employ deception. But while plants and animals are often skilled at mimicry, diversion, and camouflage, the human species takes the lying game to a whole new league of play. Homo sapiens is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world of liars. Because of our ability to use complex language, humans have developed increasingly clever and sophisticated forms of lying, from lying by simply remaining silent to even lying by telling the truth. That's right. It's called paltering. Business negotiators and politicians do it with abandon, and chances are you do it too. We've got lies of omission, restructuring, denial, minimization, exaggeration, embellishment, fabrication, white lies, blue lies, bold-faced lies, pro-social lies, deceptive lies, duplicitous lies, compulsive lies. The list goes on. Yes, evolution can create some pretty incredible liars. Life itself seems to be built upon it. And why? Well, because lying is advantageous, and often even necessary for survival. On some level, we lie because sometimes our very lives depend on it. And while our Paleolithic ancestors may have depended more heavily on deception for biological survival, those patterns have continued into the post-industrial era in some pretty important social ways. In an earlier study in 1999, Feldman found a link between lying and popularity amongst adolescents. Those with the highest level of social competence, i.e. the popular kids, also turned out to be the most talented liars. They were able to verbalize untruths while controlling their nonverbal behavior, including facial expression, vocal pitch, mannerisms, posture, and even eye contact. While those at the lower end of the popularity totem pole kinda sucked at lying. And what's all this lying about? What are these kids, and what are we, for that matter, trying to gain? Tim Levine's research tells us that nearly half of the time that we lie, we do it to promote our self-image, and another 40% goes to protecting ourselves in some way or another, which leaves a very small percentage of the time that we're lying with malicious intent or for no discernible reason whatsoever. The majority of our lies are of the little white lie variety and are in the service of attempting to advance us socially in some way, which lines up pretty nicely with why kids scoring higher in social competence would also be more adept at pretending. Well, that doesn't sound so nefarious, does it? Be good at lying and reap the benefits of popularity and success in life. But not so fast. If your goal in life is to be popular and to get more likes on social media, being good at pretending can certainly help get you there. Influencers and politicians, I'm looking at you! If you want real, deep connections and more than just fair weather friends, you'll have to go hard the other way. Drop your pretending and get real. Strong relationships, real respect, and appreciation are earned, not bought, through open and honest communication. Check out Levine's book, Duped, Truth Default Theory and the Social Science of Lying and Deception for a fuller understanding of how deceit is so integral to life. Okay. I gotta call myself out there. I haven't actually read that book. I was just trying to make myself look smarter. So I admit it. I'm a damn liar! And I'm ashamed of myself. But chances are that will neither be the first nor the last lie you're told today. Social psychologist Gerald Jellison of the University of Southern California published in his 1977 book, I'm Sorry, I Didn't Mean to, and Other Lies We Love to Tell, that humans are lied to as many as 200 times a day. So at least we're only lying half as much as we're being lied to. I guess that means we're pretty decent people after all. If you'd like some practice being a more pretty decent person yourself, you can sign up for our online course called How to Get Over Shit and Be Happy. You can join us for an in-person workshop or even get some one-on-one coaching.